Hey everyone, let's get into it. We're working on checklists. So I want checklists to show up here under the Grow tab. So I'm going to go for top nav, right. And I like these in alphabetical order. So checklists will go right before Copilot. Where's Copilot? Grow. Under this one, handle grow click. Grow menu items. Okay? Okay, so now we have checklists. Takes us over here. And what we realized last stream is that the Windows thing down here covers up the URL. But we can hover and we can see these top three checklists are going by ID. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fourth one is a pretty route, which we set up last time. Cool. All right, now the Windows bar is gone. And when I click this, it is getting intercepted by the Next.js directory for basic checklist. And that's pretty much good, but we want to consolidate that so we just have ID or pretty route instead of the current situation of 3 parallel folders. So that's what we're working on. First, let me commit this little link here. Checklists and nav. I think the mobile menu might be different. Let's verify on the mobile menu. It looks good too. Yeah, checklist is here as well. Okay. Got to make sure we're mobile friendly, right? All right. And if I click here, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Look at the solve on LeetCode. So this is ugly. Copy that to my clipboard, and we're going to go over to Cursor, and I will say based on the image, async function checklist page has ugly style and renders data improperly. And I'll give it a positive reference. Function myBasicChecklist has better structure. Mirror the style and data elements from this page to the other. We ultimately want to consolidate these pages. See where it goes. I'm noticing that I'm set to cursor auto router, which I don't prefer. So I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to switch in the middle of a chat. But when I get to a pausing point, I'm going to switch over. Cursor asks if I'm ready to proceed, so I'll just say proceed. I will also want to consolidate this premium checklist in the next step, so we'll take these one at a time. So let's accept this and stage it and look at the diff. So this is what it changed. It says metadata checklist. That's fine. We're calling it a checklist page. The generate metadata function is gone. That's okay. I'm surprised the client checklist hasn't changed much. Okay. So we need to reinforce that we want the client checklist to reflect style as well. So I'll say I want the client checklist to reflect the reference implementation as well. So let me give explicit context on that. Boomy, what's going on? Welcome in. We're just kicking off, y'all. Welcome in, TikTok. Throw some likes on the video if you want to help the algorithm share it around. Feel free to drop your questions and comments as we go along. Would you like to automatically update client checklist to match? Or do you want side-by-side code suggestions? Whatever model it's picking under the hood. All right, let's pin the model. This is not a good experience. I'm going to go for Gemini 2.5 Pro. And I will say do. Hopefully that context transfers over. I could have trimmed that question mark, but I think it works well enough. Cool, so this is what I'm looking for, is the style changes in here. That's what I really wanted. And now it looks better, right? So here's the LeetCode problems checklist. What about my Python checklist? It looks better. I can say learn pandas, API call succeeds, refresh, persistence looks good. Back to checklists, here we go. ID, 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 pretty route, and they're consistent. Good. So now I should be able to delete all of these. Before I commit, let me do another test. So the standard checklist still succeeds, even though I deleted the explicit My Basic Checklist Next.js directory route. It's processing the pretty URL in the generic page now. One issue with this is going to be the lack of premium checking. Yeah. So before I completely get rid of this, I'll do this separately. I'll do this in a separate commit. Advanced Programming Job Checklist is premium. So it should use the require premium annotation. Consolidate checklist pages. Now, is premium is not directly marked here, is it? It would be much cleaner if it was directly marked. Yeah. Okay, so let's update the schema. npx Prisma generate. npx Prisma db push. So I've just added a column to my database. So I paste the schema and I say I added is premium. Let's ensure did it already get it for me? Bingo. Bingo, bingo. So I don't actually need to prompt cursor because I don't need to prompt the composer because the tab autocomplete suggestion took care of it. Now in my database on my other screen, I'm going to update the advanced programming job checklist with is premium. That was persisted in the database successfully. So now I'll restart my server. I'd like a lock icon. So in the blog, we use a lock icon over here. Yeah. I'll use the same thing over here. So now we're on the directory page in the checklists list component. Currently it just has this link. What I'd like to do is add the lock in there. And I want this to be conditional. So now we can see the advanced programming job checklist has the lock icon. I don't know that I like the position of that icon. I think it'd be better to be inline. What do you think? Can we get it inline in the H3? Yeah, that looks a bit better, right? Add some right margin, did that work? Okay, so I can still click on it. Clicking on it works, but the style didn't quite work. And that is because the span is rendered as an inline flex, but the text is not. Okay, so let's have this other span also be inline flex. I don't like this justify center that it added when I tabbed. Okay, so that's a little closer to what I had in mind. I want the lock icon to be aligned top, not aligned center. Yeah, so that would be baseline, not top. Baseline is the keyword, or start. Issue is that I see this, the purple region goes all the way down, which I don't want. Okay, so I can specify the height. I want to pick a height that matches the padding 1.5 here. And I don't know, actually, now that I look at it, I don't know if I like it at all, because the view checklist seems like misaligned now here, doesn't it? So maybe I want the lock in the upper right, or in the upper left of the whole thing, not in the H3 itself. Yeah, that seems better. So I'll undo a bunch of this stuff. And I'll make a distinct div out of the scope of both of these. Okay, so that's more what I had in mind. Now I want some separate, oh, the others are floating to the right. So let me take this conditional up a level. Yeah, good. So we're conditionally wrapping the whole div, not just the span. So this whole locked div is conditionally wrapped, and I want to give it a little space between. Good, so we got a space x4 on this group now. So that space between ends up to be a left margin effectively. Okay, it's literally turning to a margin. It's not doing a flex space. Flex. What's the syntax for tailwind flex space between? Yes, gap. Okay. So it's not space x4, it is gap x4. Okay, there's that gap that I'm looking for. There's the column gap, great. Yeah, I think that looks like a good amount. Let's see on mobile. What do you think, chat? I think it looks like a good amount. And the other elements seem good, or the other cards that are not premium, they seem good as well. Now clicking here, okay, it still respects the link, great. I want to add on hover a tooltip that says this one is premium. So here I used Control K to get that inline cursor edit. It went a bit further than I want. It's using the whole premium checklist link, which I didn't really want. Let's see, what do I want here? Maybe I just want a toast message. Yep, so we can break up these cards. We can extract these cards to their own link to keep things simpler. I think that's what I want. I think I want a toast message instead. So I'll say within the checklist function, extract the interior boilerplate for the checklist loop into its own checklist. What should we call this thing? Checklist card component. Should drop about 30 lines out of this file. So it extracted the component, but it didn't take it out of the file, so I'm going to take it out of the file here. Yeah, that's a way better type, just straight from the Prisma. And we lost my lock icon, my gorgeous lock icon. So this will be the interior of the link tag. Control-Shift-Z to redo all of those changes. Oh, that really confused cursor. This is the interior of the link. Save it here. Yeah, I guess we don't need the subroute stuff, do we? Cool, so now we got this like skinny component. All right. A little bit of a regression right there. So I want the flex row back. Yeah, so cursor, the Gemini model didn't pick up the changes that I made outside of its scope. That's kind of a bummer. All right, and we're back. So the feature here is lock icon for premium. On this page, We have the laterally page wrapper. Needs to be authenticated. Okay, and so now if I log out, good. Now I get the please sign up or log in to continue. Checklists require auth. It might be nice to de-authenticate the list of checklists to get a little SEO out of that, but I'll leave it as is for now. The reason is if Googlebot were to visit, you know what? I agree with that. Let me actually de-authenticate this page. So it might create a pain point for the Googlebot. It might create a pain point for the Googlebot because it takes some time here. You see this? No checklists found. So yeah, why is it no checklists found? Because it's looking for user checklists, maybe? Let's look at what exactly is being queried here. I should be able to statically render this page. And that will be better for SEO. So I'll say, let's update to support static compilation, assuming the first page of checklists. So I think I won't need the skeleton, and I think I won't need suspense. So the issue is that list is a protected procedure. And I think we can make like a get first page that's not a protected procedure. Actually, the whole list of checklists doesn't need to be a protected procedure. You can really see the power of AI here. If I had to do this refactor by hand, it could easily take me an hour. Well, We'll make this a little more generic, checklist item per page. A little more consistent by exporting it out of here. I'll make it 10. I don't need 100 checklists per page. Okay. We'll stage this, and I'm noticing that list is still a protected procedure. So what's the reason that I like it to be protected? I like it to be protected so that my API is not abused, basically, by people calling the thing over and over. But I do want it to be public to support static compilation. What do I need, like a service account? Let's ask ChatGPT, or Gemini in this case. So I say I don't mind making this public, but I don't want my endpoint abused, costing lots of data. So I say, what's the solution? Do I need a service account or a CI/CD user? Cool, so now we have a hybrid procedure in TRPC. That's interesting. So Gemini is suggesting we use a build key. That's kind of badass, a hybrid procedure, huh? All right, let's see how it looks. This looks terrible. This looks terrible. And it's in the wrong location, so it went outside of my repository. Okay, so I want to open up the actual TRPC router and provide the path. I'll say move your hybrid procedure to this correct file path. So if I'm a hacker, right, how do I hack this hybrid procedure? I can if I know the key, but most people won't know the key. Good. I am incredibly sorry that this has become such a frustrating experience. Poor Gemini is going emo, dude. I'm not that bothered. Are you bothered? Gemini, I'm just chilling, bro. Oh, this is why it's being so emo, because it messed up the wrong, it messed with the wrong file path. Got it. Okay. You edited the wrong file path again. Update. I gave it the full Linux path that time. We might need to do a fresh chat after this commit because it's pretty confused. All right, let's try migrating this manually. Source app, okay, I'll give it one last chance here. It's editing source app. You are editing source app. You're editing source food. You should be editing Ooh, it was able to link it. No, it was not able to link it. It still confused the link. See, if I click this hyperlink, reading the correct TRPC, if I click it, it takes me to the wrong place. Okay, now here's the right place. All right, so I'm going to go grab the hybrid procedure. Timing middleware. I don't know why we're using a timing middleware. Okay, here's this timing middleware. Looks like we're already using it. Okay. So we have a hybrid procedure, is author internal raw input. So let's see if I can work with this stuff now. TRPC, author internal. Yeah. So I'm going to delete all this stuff it was messing with. And now I'll start a new chat. Boom, new chat. So I'm going to start with the AI context. Here's the Copilot instructions. I'm going to say, given the above instructions, ensure the hybrid procedure is well linked to list. List hybrid procedure in checklist TS and the checklist page in this page in order to facilitate static rendering of the first page of checklists from CI/CD. The point of the hybrid procedure. So I'm retelling this new chat because it doesn't have the context from the last chat, so it's like it might not know what we're doing with this hybrid procedure. I'll say the point of this hybrid procedure is to enable static rendering of the page based on fetching live data while also prohibiting guest users from directly accessing the API at runtime. All right, that's a pretty hefty prompt, so this might take a bit. Let's see. Welcome in, everyone. Feel free to drop questions and comments in the chat. Consider tapping like on the video to help the algorithm send it around. Over 100 likes on TikTok. Thank you so much. Wow, this is a long chain. Okay, so it's updating the right file this time. Okay, so now we're passing the internal build secret. And it might be undefined. It should be undefined at runtime. Okay, so yep, it's an optional string here. And so, are you a user? Cool. Otherwise, is the input internal secret equivalent to the server secret? Good. Then it will enable calling. Good. So how do I generate an internal secret? I think I can do this with like a command line tool. I also want to make sure that this thing runs, like if the secret isn't present, that the build still succeeds. Let's see. I already have a server secret. Oh, I don't need this thing. I need next auth secret. Yeah, I need the next auth secret, but I don't need the secret session key. Okay. And so is there any reason not to reuse the same secret? Is this one going to the client? Okay, cool. So Gemini agrees that we can reuse the same secret. And in that case, I'm fine failing the build if it's absent, because the app won't work anyway. I'm using question-based prompt here. So I say in this case, I'm fine failing the build. So I think we can simplify this file and maybe get rid of this checklist skeleton. Okay, so it still wants the skeleton. With the current configuration, static rendering does work and scrapers will see a fully populated page. The skeleton is for improving the user experience after the initial page load, specifically during interactions. Oh, it's when they hit the button? Okay, so it's like when they're navigating across pages. All right. So I should be able to simulate this by taking 2. Can't do this because I'm logged out. I should have the next auth secret. Do I need to restart the app? Yeah, I'm still getting unauthorized. All right, let me check my environment variables. One moment. Got to take this off screen. Yeah, so I totally have a next auth secret. I totally have it. Nice font in the terminal window. You could use a real microphone. I have one. Does this sound better? Maybe I'm just too far away from it. I have a pretty sick mic though. Should I hold it up? I worry about getting it out of position. Can you see the LED? Am I just too far away from it? How about that? Is that better? Thanks for the feedback from YouTube. Let me know if that sounds better. Okay, when you npm run, it's rendered on the server. It tries to read this. However, it isn't loaded into the node process. There's a lot of room noise too. What are you hearing? Is it like the wind from my fan, or is it the upstairs? What would I do? I guess I would have to like soundproof my roof. That would be a bit of work. Maybe I'll do it one day. Oh, it wants to copy it into .env.local. Okay. I have... The reverb, got it. Okay, that's what you meant by room noise. Yeah, I could do some stuff on the walls, right? That would probably help. Get some dampeners. Let's try it. We can just try it and see if copying my env to env.local helps. That'll be an easy fix if so. No, I don't need both of them. Okay. Environment, env.local. It was picking it up in either case. Still says unauthorized. I think the reason is because we're checking if I'm logged in first. Here, let's do some good old-fashioned logs. It's going to log my secret, isn't it? I can just make a new one. That's not a problem. Input is undefined. Ah, look at that. I might need to use the web tool. You know what? Maybe I should just push this, like compile it locally and not compile it on CI/CD. Okay, that looks like it worked. Okay, so now I got the two. Boom. The skeleton doesn't render. No checklist found. So class name animate pulse. Maybe there's something here, but it's like not rendered for some reason. Expected a number received or promised. Bro, what? Oh, why did we change the timing middleware? We did not change or remove the timing middleware. We only changed how it's applied to the list. Okay, so we're not using the hybrid procedure now. What? So did we eliminate the whole idea? Okay, why did we eliminate that? The correct solution is to access the parsed input by applying the middleware after the input has been validated. Okay. Okay, so we just use this middleware instead of a new procedure. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, that's fine. Hybrid procedure. It's a hybrid procedure middleware. Okay, that's fine. So we did that to force it to be called after the procedure. Got it. I'm not sure that's going to work, but at least I understand what they're saying. Oh, it was like a circular import issue? Okay, that's fine. We can have yet another utils file. Okay, so now we're on to 4, right? Okay, now let me use 2 so that I can force the pagination. Whoa, where's the... Yeah. So I expect to be seeing some kind of a thing here. Oops. I phrased that poorly. Hopefully the model understands. So I'm logged out, right? Yeah, but I am still able to see the pages, and it loads really fast. So it seems like it kind of is loading fast. Okay, so it's moving the skeleton. The linter is being difficult. Okay, now I can see the skeleton. Nice. Nice. How does it look on mobile? It looks good on mobile as well. Maybe I just want 3 repetitions of that skeleton. Make it a little more obvious. Yeah, a little more obvious of a pulse there. Cool. That's good. If I force the code this way, then click next, I expect to see the second and third checklists. Instead, I see a message that there are no more checklists. Why? The database has 4 checklists in it. Got it. That makes sense. So I would need to update all of them. So if I want it to be 2, I need to set it over here. Okay, so I'm setting it over here. So the page and the child component are synced. That was the issue. That's on me. So now, show me the other 2. Come on, computer, show me the other 2, dog. No checklist found. What are you talking about, dog? Gemini says, I've got it. Eureka. In practice, this doesn't matter much because I have less than 10 checklists, so they're always going to render every time. While Gemini is thinking, let's go revisit our user story and make sure that we have our requirements taken care of. Okay, so issue 541. On benefits of free tier, we should link. That's good. Grow nav should now link to checklist. That's good. The style can be improved. That's good. And the link should work. That's good. Checklist route needs a pitch when unauthenticated. We still need to do this. And we should have the back to checklist link. That's good. And then we went further and we also did a premium enhancement. So it wants to try logging. Not super stoked about this. Oh no, that's way too much. I'm currently delving into the logs. You do that, boo-boo. Logs are perfect. They tell us exactly what's happening. The good news is there isn't a bug. The code is doing what we designed it to. The issue is that design might not match what you want to happen. So we're getting the unauthorized error. Right. Should guest users be able to paginate? No, we don't want them to. What do we want them to do? They just should not see the next button at all. Okay, so imagine I had 20 checklists. What I would do is I would show some text at the bottom which says, hey, like, you're a guest, so you're only seeing the first 10 or whatever. This is so dumb. This is, Yagni says, like, this doesn't matter. Because I'm trying to solve an issue that I don't have. The issue is if I have more than the page worth of checklists, then I want logged in users to be able to paginate. But not guests. Well, in theory, I want the SEO on all of them. So I would like to statically render all the pages, right? So then I would want the page to be in the URL. Yeah. Okay, the Yagni solution is to remove pagination. Like, we don't have that many checklists right now. Okay, so we'll just remove pagination for now. Way simpler file, right? So we don't need the skeleton. Cool. Okay, this works for me. Maybe 30? Yeah, when I have like 30 checklists or so, I'm gonna want to revisit this. It doesn't say to do, it just says note, so we're good. It's like in the future we might want to paginate. Okay, I think this works for me. So what's the feature here? The main feature is this is auth or internal middleware. I just want to push. Can I not just push? There we go, push. All right. Now, what happens if I go over here? Yeah, if I go over here, I see unauthorized. That's because of this page. Cool. So now I say, hey, log in. So this works better as a lead gen, right? So the guest and the search engine can see this page. And then we're like, oh, LeetCode problems. Oh, you got to sign up. Well, I guess I better sign up now. I'm already hooked, right? That's the idea. Okay, so it looks good on this side. Let's make sure our type checker is happy. Newest checklist query handler appears unused. Okay, cool. So now let me log in. Oh, interesting. Here's the route layout, provider. This seems unnecessary. Yeah, so that's not necessary, right? So we were missing the... This is blowing my mind. How were we missing the session provider the whole time? Okay, I got it. So we should be using the TRPC, we should be using the TRPC session. I think there's a different thing that we want to use here. So for this session, I can use this. You were thinking like a Next.js developer. Thanks, bro. I try. I do what I can. Nope, I think you're wrong, homie. All right, let me try doing this manually, and we will see if the thing screams at me. Yeah, it seems fine. Okay, I was wrong in my assumption. Get wrecked, nerd. Yeah, I don't know why you think that that's helpful, but okay. Export const. Does that help anything? Okay, sure. I guess we can have a slightly slimmer file here. Why not? ES6 all the way, huh? Okay. Good. So what's the main feature here? The main feature is when I'm logged out. Let's log out. Grow checklists. Go over here. It says sign up or log in. Okay, let's log in. Cool, I log in. Now I can see stuff. And it doesn't scream at me anymore. Yay! So the feature is guest can view checklist page and gets call to sign up. Last thing I want to do is that hover. So here's the checklists list. Here's the checklist card. Let's add a let's add a tooltip or toast message for the user when they are logged in to a non-premium account. The lock icon shows that some checklists are premium, meaning a user needs a premium account. Keep mobile-friendly UX in mind. I guess a hover tooltip is good for desktop, but not for mobile, since the user must tap to see that. And I don't want to trigger the link if they won't be able to view the page. It's going for use session again. And I don't like that use session. Yeah, there's the latterly session. Good. So we're going to update the instructions. Since it's run into the same issue multiple times, we're going to create the instruction so it won't do that in the future. I'm not seeing the tooltip on hover or tap whether I'm logged in or a guest. I want to see the tooltip or a toast message or a modal when I tap the lock icon, even if I'm logged in. Instead of a toast, I'll implement a more robust, user-friendly modal. That works for me. Okay, so we're breaking out the lock icon. That's good. That gets rid of a lot of complexity from the checklist card and isolates it into this lock icon. This checklist is available. Okay, so here I am on, yeah, this works pretty well, right? But when I close it, the link still triggers. That's not good. Okay, so we're gonna put it all on the card. Man, I really actually liked the lock icon being its own thing. No, I don't want to do this. We can just have the lock icon outside of the link. Cool. Thank you. So yeah, now we've got this div out here. And it still looks good, right? I think it still looks good. Now, minimum subscription required. Premium subscription required. Let's see, so I know what's going on. So it's trying to center it within the container. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So we can just remove the hover thing. Cool. Simpler page here. Hmm. Okay, so we changed the layout pretty significantly. I don't know about this absolute inset. What's the absolute benefit there? Okay, so it will take the whole link. I feel like the card is using a lot of spacing unnecessarily. Oh, it's just taking up the same height as this longer card. Maybe we just need to hard fork, whether it's premium or not. I'm okay with that if we do. I'd prefer not to. See, it wants to use this absolute inset strategy. I don't like that. No, I don't want to consolidate it, man. I don't want to consolidate it. And it wants to manipulate the z-index. Yuck. Ah, nesting a button inside a link is invalid is the concern. I think it's fine if the whole card is not clickable. Yeah, I see the issue here. Okay, so we can have them just click. Yeah, that's bad. So we'll just link the view checklist itself. Okay, cool. So I'm not logged in, so I get this disable thing. That's fine. Now here, if I click over here, it doesn't work. Oh, it did work. That's crazy. So the whole card is still a link. What's going on with this card? Let's see. Okay, it seems kind of extreme, but I guess it makes sense. Cursor not allowed. This is not exactly what I had in mind, but I'm not super mad at it. I was thinking you would just not click on the card, you would click on the text. Yeah, whatever, this is fine. This is good enough. It's good enough. I say we let it live. Okay, so I log in. And now the lock is gone altogether. Now the lock is gone altogether. why would the lock be gone altogether? Yeah, this is not what I want. Yo, why is the lock not showing? Show me the lock. So something about the session is hiding the lock. Requires upgrade. Yeah. If it's not requires upgrade, return null. This I don't like. Good. Yeah, show me the lock either way. Good. Now I can still click that. Okay. I don't care. I want this thing to be dumber. Yeah, you don't need to know about the session at all. Okay. So why does this text not show? Um, yeah, I don't want them to click upgrade unless they're logged in, right? Okay. So if requires upgrade, return null. I don't want this. Instead, let's tell the user to log in or upgrade. Let the upgrade button conditionally send them to href equals login if they are a guest. The current upgrade link if they already signed in. So how about this? Sign in to access this and other exclusive the checklist to premium subscribers. Okay. Now, if I'm logged in but I'm free, it'll say upgrade to access this and other exclusive content. So we have next action, we have const next action href. Boom. Good. Sign in. All right, the positioning is goofy, but the link makes sense now. Recently promoted to a base of 85K a year. I have 3 years of experience as a SWE. Should I continue the grind here or look elsewhere? Well, that's your base, but what's your total comp? So the answer is it depends on your competency and what is your STAR method behavioral anecdotes that you can provide in an interview. So if you went and interviewed somewhere else, would you be able to make mid-level? I think probably. Because if you were promoted, then you have to at least be mid-level, if not senior, right? Unless you're saying promoted from intern to early career. I'd probably be looking elsewhere personally. Obviously, don't quit your job until you have a new offer in hand. So yeah, keep prepping, I would do both. Keep grinding and keep prepping after, you work 9 to 5 and then you interview prep afterwards. Join the Discord if you want any help. By the way, there is a free, let me double check the Discord because there's only one available. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's taken yet. There is one free premium subscription available, Ladderly.io, and we have a one remaining scholarship. So feel free to come claim it. All you got to do is drop a comment on the Discord. So that's a little bit better, I guess. Still not great though. Does that make sense? Thanks for the question. Maine, welcome in. I'm still getting that bounce effect. Do you see that bounce effect? Yep, that's better. That's better. So the feature here is better premium lock modal. All right, chat, that's going to